Hey everyone, it is James here with another episode of James Reads from the Star Wars Expanded Universe. Today's novel is Star Wars Scourge by Jeff Grubb. Um, this book came out in 2012 in paperback, and it's kind of a one off book about a Jedi Master, Jedi Archivist Mander Zuma, who is trying to figure out why his apprentice was murdered out on a mission. And what Mander gets into is a immersion into a perilous underworld of the Hutts as he struggles to stay one step ahead in a game of smugglers, killers, and crime lords bent on total control. So we're going to see what happens to his novice Jedi there. Toro could feel his temples throb at the guttural shrieks across the room. Enough. Finish the drink and he would be done. His contact would have to learn that he was not the only one with power in this relationship. Something heavy and soft slammed into Toro from behind, throwing him forward across the table. The last of the scent wine spilled from its glass, and the bottle toppled and rolled out of his grasp, falling to the floor on the far side of the table with a brittle thump, along with the double-handled swill mug. Toro turned in his chair to find that his assailant was another Swoke Swokes, its body bedecked in jewelry set over its vital spots. This one was higher caste, but still had the soggy, blank-faced look of the rest of its species. The Swoke Swokes spat out something that could have been an apology, but was more likely a warning. Toro stood up, and for a moment the room swayed beneath his feet. "Watch where you're going," the Jedi snarled. The bejeweled alien snapped something sharp. Definitely an insult from the way the other Swoke Swokes with it reacted. It drew itself up to its full height, about a head taller than Toro. The two stared at each other for a long moment. Then the Swoke Swokes raised a four-fingered hand to push Toro out of the way. Drinking or not, angry or not, Toro's reflexes snapped into a set response. Half a step backward to put distance between them, his hand effortlessly unsheathing the lightsaber and bringing it up in a smooth, practiced move, thumbing the switch and deploying the blade in a single action. The Swoke Swokes had only a second to regret its action before Toro brought the blade up and cut through the creature's forearm. The Swoke Swokes shuddered, but did not cry out, instead looking at the cauterized stump of its arm with puzzlement. Right, thought Toro. This species not only regenerates, but it also lacks local pain centers. Another reason to make good leg breakers. The injured Swoke Swokes let out a howl, more from indignation than pain. Everyone turned in their seats to see the blue-skinned Pantoran wielding a lightsaber and his injured opponent. As one, the aliens rose from their meals, some grabbing iron dining forks as they did so, others hefting the heavy iron stools. They converged on the pair. The injured Swoke Swokes pushed forward, its good arm raised like a warty club. Toro danced backward, up over the iron chair and onto the table itself, bringing the lightsaber around in a smooth, level arc. The Swoke Swoke's head separated at the approximate intersection of its neck and body, spilling backward into the surging mob. "Regenerate that," Toro said. The death of the high caste alien gave half the group pause, while it infuriated the other half. Toro noted that the two Niktos from the other table were already heading for the door, along with the waiter, but that was all he had time to notice before the mob was on top of him. Toro spun with the lightsaber, cutting through flesh and iron with equal ease. One of the attackers had thought enough to duck behind the sweeping blade and grabbed Toro's sword arm in a soft but unrelenting embrace. Toro tossed the lightsaber to his left hand and brought his booted foot into the alien's face. The entire face gave in like soft putty, which did not seem to trouble the creature in the slightest, but the grasp on Toro's arm lessened. The Jedi drew his blade through the attacker's arm, and the detached limb loosened its grip fully now, vanishing into the tumult. Something heavy and dark flew toward him, and Toro reached up and split an iron-shod stool in two with his blade, the pieces caroming off the window supports behind him. Two more Swoke Swokes grabbed at Toro's feet on the table, but he leapt up, spinning and dragging his blade across the table's surface, separating hands from arms as he did so. Now makeshift missiles showered Toro, stools, eating utensils, two-handed goblets, and bits of food. The Jedi wove his blade through the air, cutting down the more dangerous, dodging the merely disgusting. The glass behind him spittered from the heavier missiles, but did not break. Assailants would try to get close, but he would spin and leave these missing a few appendages for their trouble. Where they wore embedded jewels, signs of status among their people, the Jedi treated them as targets, carving them from too soft flesh. Toro realized he was cursing now, cursing at this planet and its people and his contact in the uncaring universe that had put him in this place at this particular time. His chin was wet, and when he wiped his sleeve against it, it came away with a bubbling, bloody froth on it. Had he been injured? Had one of these melted, horrible creatures gotten lucky against him? He snarled, and his vision seemed coated in blood as well. They would all pay for attacking him. There was movement behind him, and Toro spun and lashed out without thinking. The table, already weakened from his assaults, collapsed, pitching him forward. Toro leapt, slashing as he did, and only then realizing he had mistaken his opponent. His foe was only his reflection in the window, caught by the dying sun. But then it was too late, and he was through the window itself, the fury of his blade sharding it into 1,000 daggers from the blow. He twisted to catch the ledge, but he had leapt too far, and he spun out into the open, dust-strewn air, 40 stories above the necropolis. The entire way down, all Toro could feel was the anger. All right, there's a little opening scene from Star Wars Scourge by Jeff Grubb. You can go probably to your local bookstore, pick it up, and we will see you next time with James Reads from the Expanded Universe. May the Force be with you.